in the studio is a woman who is aging gracefully. She's almost 60, and everyone says she looks younger than her age, just like Waiki, right? Yeah. We're having a chat with her on the routine, how you actually grow older but look younger. Let's join us in welcoming Joanna Adeyileka. Welcome to the show, madam. Good to have you. Before we even get to how you look beautiful and how you're aging and all that, we'll talk about the issue we discussed earlier. Your thoughts on who owns the wedding? Because a lot of young people feel that the wedding belongs to them. Parents feel, no, it's my day. What's your own view?
Oh, almost 5 years ago, our daughter, our only daughter, we have sons after that, she got married, and she wanted a wedding with maybe 100 guests, people she knew well, people she grew up with. But Daddy said no. So we ended up with 580 guests.
Jesus.
This was a wedding. It was in London. And majority of the guests, my daughter didn't even know.
Of course.
But she said, well, Dad, if that's what you want, that's what you get.
So why is it important? I mean, and maybe you can speak for your husband.
Yes.
Why is it important for him to have his own friends on that day and not so much as her own friends?
Well, you want to show off this girl that you've had you know, in your hands for 26 years at the time, who has achieved. She's done well. She did well educationally, and she was in a good job. She was doing so good. She was the representative of the family. That, when I say the family, I mean the entire family, because it was the first wedding.
Yeah.
So it had to be as the family.
I have a few tweets on the wedding. Ajani Samuel says, truly, the parents' effort cannot be undermined, yet the couples are actually responsible for every drama on their wedding day. Gats D. George says, not all parents want to be in charge of the wedding day. Not all parents are like that. Everyone shows up that day because of the couple. It's the couple we have come to celebrate. The day is for the couple, but the parents will tap into it.
Well, I don't know about other cultures. In my own culture, people didn't come celebrate with me. It was my mom that came to celebrate with. In fact, I didn't know 89%, in fact, 90% of the people that was there.
So I had to split my, when Tope always talks about honor them and all of that, I did my own honoring in my way. So I had to split my wedding. I did the traditional in Asaba with my father, and the wedding brought to Lagos. So at least you satisfy every other person. And I remember telling my father that I wanted a very small traditional marriage in the compound. And he said, okay, no problem. I didn't know he had gone. I'm his only daughter. He had gone to the village to gather everybody. The compound was full. The meat was finished. I was like, who are these people? Who are these people? Who are these people? So what you just said now about your showing off, and it resonated with me. So I didn't understand at that time why he had to do that, because Daddy, I told you now that we just have budget for. He says it's not me you're talking to. I have to do it my way.
So in that kind of situation where a modern woman, a modern young lady wants to say, it's my day, mommy. It's my husband. It's all about me. I know me, in my own name. My husband was confused. He was a nice young boy from Ekiti. Family, nuclear family, and polygamous, young Lagos people. There are plenty. The whole of Lagos showed up. It's him, his mother, his father, siblings, quiet life. In fact, he was confused. He entered my house. Just for introduction, he was confused. What is going on here? This is like a wedding already. In the house, because they haven't even done anything. So my husband kept saying, Morel, I need to go and fast. I need to go and pray. This is just too much. He was under pressure. He didn't understand. He was confused. So shouldn't parents respect that? Listen, my kids don't like this kind of wahala. They just want to be left alone. Shouldn't we use another day to show off?
It also depends on the age of the couple,
Yes.
When you're in your early 20s,
they can use you.
They can just do anything. But when the wedding is in mid-30s, early 40s, they'll just say, sit that. We're ready to marry. Anything you want to do, go and do, because they are just happy to see that you're getting married. So,
and I think Nigerians have also found a way to do it. So they'll do the traditional wedding with their parents. Then they'll go and do a destination wedding far away, where only when you can afford the ticket.
I think in my own case as well, my daughter married a Frenchman. So we had all sorts of nationalities.
So the other boys are not yet married?
No.
Now, in a situation whereby they're getting married in Nigeria, and the wives are like, listen, I like to keep it low-key.
Yes.
Would you,
as a mother-in-law,
would you allow a low-key wedding in Nigeria?
Actually, as the mother, I was ready for a quiet wedding, but I was opposed. So, but with our sons, honestly, they
Your husband is Yoruba now.
Yes, he is. From Ondo.
We understand.
The joy of nurturing a child to marriageable status, a marriageable state, is what makes marriage for African parents. I one time told my mom I wanted only 200 guests for my wedding ceremony, and she said that number is your father's guest. Yes. So it comes to the topic of big families. Mariah doesn't need to invite anybody, but just the family alone.
See her naming.
Hey, and the baby's naming. Just the family alone, you will see, like, you would see that the entire hall is already full. So sometimes, by virtue of the fact that you're from a big family that relates well with one another, you already have a big ceremony, and you don't want to hurt anybody. So
let's move on to
it's a big deal.
to topics on living healthy, growing up, because
how you doing?
YK is somebody that inspires all of us. She's 50, I think 58. I think
in a few days,
and she's just good at it. She looks amazing, and we just wonder. We know what she does.
Yes.
She's very, very, very. She has fantastic genes. I always say, like, Auntie, you have good genes. Don't come and intimidate us here. But YK is active, and we see you. You look beautiful. You're going to be 60 next month.
You're also active.
You don't even look it. You know, so. A lot of mothers your age find it difficult to stay healthy, look young, because there's a lot of pressure out there. Many of them, their husbands are helping themselves.
They don't have money.
They're helping themselves at the side.
It's true now. The husbands are, you know, so what are you doing? Let's talk to people in that middle age 50s, 55. What can you do to stay young, be relevant in your home?
As far as looks are concerned, my mum will be 86 in October. And when you see her, she probably looks 15 years younger than that. So it's genetic, partially. I think the second thing is being taught by a mum who has also looked after herself for many years. So I take multivitamins. That's one, and I've been taking those since I was about 35.
Wow, consistently.
Yes.
So what kind of multivitamins? What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on iron? Are you focusing on calcium for bones? What are the things you take?
Okay, I take something. Can I say?
Don't mention the brand. Just mention what are the components you look out for, because people might not be able to buy that specific brand.
That's correct. This particular brand is from the US. And I started taking that maybe about 6 years ago, this particular one. And they are freeze-dried fruit and vegetables, organic. So even if I don't physically eat vegetables and fruit, I'm taking it in those capsules. And I'm taking 6 capsules a day.
Wow.
2 vegetable, 2 fruit, and 2 berry. So all the red fruits, you know, the healthy, you get them. I also take calcium and magnesium for the bones, because, you know, we're prone to, though I think African bones are a little bit stronger than maybe the
Caucasians?
Yes, exactly. So I take that, and I also take some weird concoctions.
Please share.
I'll share. I take agbo from time to time, but I think one of the most popular things I take is scent leaf and bitter leaf mixed together. Now, it's advisable you take it first thing in the morning.
What does it do?
It cleanses and
like
detoxifies the body.
Natural detox.
Natural.
These are no
detox.
sweets now. I have
Scent leaf and bitter leaf.
I'll come to you, Bejudu. My mother-in-law's mother, Momo, I take a picture, I mean, if you follow me online, you see her pictures, and Momo is healthy. Momo is over 90. This woman can walk from here to Bagada. Like, she's active.
Yes.
And she eats in young 11 p.m.
Yes.
She doesn't do all this scent leaf, and she eats. So Momo can live to 90.
But I think that's an individual thing. You know, you could have 10 women, one does what your grandmother does, but they won't survive it. So it depends. You have to know your own body.
Very interesting. So my mom turned 60 this year, And when I put up a picture,
she doesn't look it.
Everybody kept, your mom knows she can't be your mom. And I know that she does. She's into exercises. She takes, she takes fruits, vegetables. She knows how to take care of herself. But at the same time, her mother is in her 90s now. It is something, Mama. Mama is very strong. Mama doesn't have all of those. She doesn't take all of those. And Mama is a hustler. Mama will still go to the market. Like, I'm going to the market. So for people who don't have the money to buy all of these vitamins, multivitamins, and all those supplements, how can they take care of themselves and look good and stay young?
Well, I use those things as a backup. There are some essential modes of life that I must follow.
Right.
So if you can't afford vitamins, fruit and vegetables are easy. They're cheap. You know, you don't have to buy. And most of our fruits in Nigeria is organic. So we're one step ahead of maybe the Western world that way. Because the vegetables in, say, England or wherever, they're much more expensive, organic vegetables. So you eat well, you eat healthy. You get to know your own body. That if you can eat at 11 o'clock and go to bed on a heavy stomach, if it works for you, you know, I'm sorry to say there's somebody I know that even if they eat at 12 midnight, they still get up in the morning and go straight to the toilet.
Me.
Whereas somebody else might eat 12 midnight and not be able to cope with life. You know, they have tummy ache, they are constipated or whatever. So you have to understand your own body. But there are certain foods that we should not be eating at this age.
Okay.
Eating excess sugar is not good. Eating too much white flour is not good. You know, eating processed foods at our age is not good.
Processed food examples, please.
Tinned foods.
Okay.
You know, like this
tomato paste and all that.
Yes. And all this, what do you call noodles? What's
Noodles.
Yes,
Noodles generally.
that are covered, the spaghetti part of it is covered in chemicals. And you see some people eating that every day.
And those momos are not eating those things.
Yeah.
You must acknowledge that. Those momos are not really, they're not feasting on white flour and all those.
Okay, so we have exercises down, we have food down, we have supplements down.
Yes.
But then we have things like makeup and dressing.
Yes.
And everything else. So
Yes.
what do you do? What exactly is makeup really important for you when you go out? Does that help you think in how you look?
Yes.
Or can you go out with your bare skin?
Well, like throughout yesterday, I wasn't wearing makeup at all. And there was a day, you know, somebody close to me passed on, and I had an official meeting in my office, so I didn't even realize I wasn't wearing makeup. So when I walked into the office, the first thing I said, look, I know I don't look that good, I don't have makeup. And one of the guys said, Madam CEO, you look best like this. Don't wear makeup anymore. So I'm not ashamed of going out without makeup. I think there is even a picture of me somewhere without makeup.
So if you were to advise someone your age, would you advise, start using makeup? You know, that's what I mean. Because some people might say, with age, maybe you shouldn't use so much makeup on your skin. Or you think, okay, when you get to a certain age, you should wear makeup more.
I think the most important aspect of a woman at this age is to be comfortable with herself. You know, if you feel confident and you feel great within yourself, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so it will shine outwardly.
That's really what I want to talk about, because I know that there is a psychology, because some people would look good. They would be 65 and they are fabulous, but they don't feel good. They are so age conscious. They are so remembering that I'm old. I'm getting old. I'm already, I'm getting old. You know I'm getting old. So and I don't sense that around you. I don't think that you don't even work with the awareness of, I'm about to be 60. You're not carrying that.
No, I
old.
don't.
How do you maintain that idea of it's just age? It doesn't affect who I am on the inside.
Those who know me, they call me Sissy Grandma. Because I've said, look, whatever will stop me from wearing my 4-inch heels, wearing my makeup when I want to, or I'm not a conforming person. I don't follow the trend. I am me. So I decide to do what I want within boundaries, of course. But I just believe that if you are confident and you have some self-assertiveness, it does help. Now, in Nigeria, we have a culture where it's not normal to be young and be old at the same time. As you are getting older, you should change your dressing, change your hairstyles. You don't do certain things, which does not apply to me.
Okay. Let me take this call from Barakas. Morning, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
My contribution is on the other topic.
Go ahead.
Is it Fashola also? Those people that are spoken for him, that to be released, they have never been a victim of Yahoo guys. If they have been, they will never try that. I knew somebody who was duped of over 20 million. And since then, his life has never been the same as it was before the incident. So those people have never been a victim. That is why they are speaking like that. And on this issue of aging gracefully, money has to do with that. Poverty at times makes people look older than their age.
My sister,
but if you have money to maintain that, yes, that will be fine. Thank you.
You know, do you want to agree with her that if you have to be rich to look good?
You don't, honestly. I mean, it's an advantage. Let's not rule that out. But what I'm trying to say is, even regarding clothes, is it pick and drop now? There are designer clothes in those pick and drop that people can buy.
Pick and drop, that's...
Is it
bend and select?
Bend and select. And as far as looking after yourself, equal cost of buying agege bread and a bottle of Coke. You can buy fruit and vegetables. You can eat amala with you don't have to eat the protein with it.
Knowledge.
But you know, it's just understanding what is the alternative to that.
Yeah, so we have like examples of women on TV who are looking good in their old age.
Yes.
And
are you referring to me as old age?
No. Because you're not 1 year old. But those in what? How do you call it? Senior citizens?
Well, we
I'm sorry. Okay, but there's a place for cosmetic surgery now, and Nigerians are also embracing it.
Cheek augmentation.
So I just want to know: is this something that you look at? Is this something that you do? Is this something you advise?
Funnily enough, I was in the midst of about 20 women who work in an organization that does plastic surgery and all body enhancement and so on. And one or two of them were even in their 20s and they'd done the bum job. And it frightens me because I just wonder, how does a woman look with a false bum when she gets to 70 or 80? You know, how does she look with her breasts being overly enlarged at that age? As far as I'm concerned, it's not necessary. You see, if you embrace who you are, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. If you humbly respect that this is me and enhance yourself in the best way possible, which doesn't have to be expensive, that is the best.
I want to come to the issue of marriage and raising kids, because these are issues that weigh people down when they get to their 50s and 60s, where you look back, you're full of regrets on how the kind of choice of man you married, how you raised your kids, maybe they're spoiled, they don't care about you. And a lot of people go into depression. This is the time where a lot of women, a lot of men feel that the whole world is upon them because of poor choices. Could you share with us some of the good choices you made so that as women are growing, they can understand the importance of this? Because you look happy, you look like things are fine. There's got to be some things done. Aside from just eating healthy, doing the exercise, dressing, there's something making you happy behind. Could you tell us what that is?
I'm a happy person anyway. One of the things I do, for those who know me, I relate so much with women in their 30s and early 40s. My closest friend is 36. Oh yes. She's 36, she's a lawyer. And she encourages me in business because she's an entrepreneur. And I encourage her in marital situations, life's experiences and so on. So we click very well. So the choice of friends you have is very important. The second thing is that I think a lot of women have failed in marriage and in friendships because they base too much on culture. You have to remove, I'm not saying you should completely remove yourself from culture. You should pick and choose the ones that are going to work for you. And also your inner self. Take up hobbies of something you like. If you like walking, go and walk, breathe in the fresh air. If you like going to parties, go to parties. Whatever you need to do.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm just being told by the Special Aide to Honorable Abike Dabiri Abdul Rahman Balogun saying that the headline we read earlier, stating that the Egypt-Ethiopian airline running drug cartels in Nigeria is a figment of the reporter's imagination, that what she actually said during that meeting was that there was a need for those two airlines to ensure compulsory baggage identification, as all cases recording on the issue of drugs had been from those airlines. That's what she said. But then it was interpreted like she's indicted, saying that those two airlines are involved in the drug cartel. So I just had to make that clarity. Going back to our guest. Yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to find out the connection between mental health and physical health for aging people, because I know that back in the days we didn't used to age this fast. If you follow through checking your genealogy, your grandparents, but now you see, especially in a city like Lagos, you see a man who's not even 40. He's already looking very old with beds and the stress. Right. And then we hear a lot of things concerning depression and what people are going through. Is there a connection? How do you stay in a space where you are healthy mentally?
Well, there's a major connection between stress and aging. I think too many people are suffering, especially in this part of the world. It's a necessity. I mean, on one of my social media handles, I spoke about depression and how simple it is to become depressed in this our society. You see people getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, no light, no water, nothing. They get into traffic, get into work. They're thinking about their boss at work. They're thinking about, reaching targets, school fees, wife problem, girlfriend problem, boss problem. Then you get to work and stress again. Then you have to face traffic back home. Sometimes people are not eating well, they're not sleeping well, because we all need sleep for our bodies to function well. So some people will have 4 hours sleep, but only 1 hour's deep sleep.
Exactly. Yeah. So we need to work on that.
One last question, the good fun part.
The fun one.
Yes. So we hear all the time that it's important to, the other room activities. Yes. And I was wondering, approaching 60, do we still do the other room activities?
The other room is so important.
Okay.
Oh, you still do the do?
I'm not. Don't make me blush, please.
I know that. 60. Girl, you should be taking a break.
No, not at all. Do you know that when a woman gets to this age, oftentimes you've done the children, you've done everything that's a pressure. Now your children have gone. My God, you should be doing, I should be cooking my plantain, and hubby comes up behind.
And says, so you have the house to yourself?
Yeah.
Do you have any house girls?
Yes.
And tell her, do you have house girls? So only the house is just for these guys?
Just for us. Yes.
So do you have like sexy lingerie and stuff like that that you wear? Yes.
So you would advocate for women in their 50s, going into 60s, to still engage themselves
deeply.
But okay, can I compare now and then? Were you as deeply involved in that activity then
I know.
And then let's compare.
When we first got married,
that shaku
shaku type of thing. But when the children come, you're tired, you're this, you're that. So it's maybe a weekend.
Normal. Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's a normal thing. Right, so. And I must say as well, the body features change. So what used to say hallelujah is saying amen. You're really concerned about all those things, But no, sex is very important. And let's understand that there's impotence and all that with men and erectile dysfunction, that, men are not performing as well.
Optimum.
Yes, diabetes, hypertension, all those things contribute
to
seek
medical help.
Seek medical help. And
final words.
They are not actually, that's not the reason why people should even decrease their sex life. Go for sex toys. Go for sex therapy. Wow. Go do whatever you need to do.
Please, we don't want to, please don't get me in trouble, I beg. But your final word for because there are lots of women that are in their 50s, mid-50s, 60s, and they're just like, Mama,
giving up.
They're just giving
No,
up.
please,
so just
please,
give a word to them today.
Please, I plead with you. Don't give up. Enjoy life.
Enjoy life.
Within yourself. Honestly, I'm sorry to say this. If husband is not ready to enjoy, you enjoy. Fantastic. You've worked hard. You've brought up your children.
That's all we can take on the show. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, we wish Naira Marley the best. Hopefully we'll see what happens. I mean, unfortunately, this is happening to him, but we just pray that justice takes its course.
And we learn
Happy
from
Father's
that.
Day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.